Did Jameson Williams stir up controversy by liking a post that alluded to Baltimore Raven quarterback Lamar Jackson being part of the Detroit Lions? I just showed the tweet that Jameson liked, and this may not be a big deal, but the timing of this whole situation it couldn't be worse, okay? Jameson Williams has, in my opinion, has started to develop maybe the thought that there's a bit of a diva mentality underneath. Remember when we go to the season, Jameson Williams, it was a little thing there about Dan Campbell. He was ready to play. I think it was week 10 or 11. He was ready to be released so he could practice. He didn't. And we heard some rumblings about that. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not trying to allude to anything. I'm asking you questions because as a member of the YouTube Detroit Lions media, these are questions that we have to ask. So, Lamar Jackson coming to the Detroit Lions was liked by Jameson Williams. Now, I saw something yesterday that, in my opinion, was ridiculous. It was a lot of headlines reading, Jameson Williams endorses Lamar Jackson coming to Detroit. Now, me personally, I don't think him liking a tweet endorses him coming to Detroit. But we live in a world where if you are Jameson Williams and you like a tweet about anything, it is going to be under the public scrutiny. So, I have to ask you, is this an issue? Now, move on to today. I just saw right before I went live that Jared Goff, St. Brown, DJ Chark, who is approaching free agency, we've heard massive rumors that the Green Bay Packers are interested, the Minnesota Vikings are interested, that DJ Chark is going to command a hefty payday and that he might not be a Detroit Lion. But DJ Chark is now currently practicing with Jared Goff, right? There has been no mention of Jameson Williams. Now, am I trying to make this a big deal? I'm not. Do I have to talk about it? I do, okay? This could have been planned. This could have been spur of the moment. St. Brown and Goff they reside in California. When St. Brown has his podcast with his brother, he's in California. Jared Goff in California. If I lived in California, I would be there too. Okay? So you have that. But then you have the fact that if you want to look a little closer, you have DJ Chark, who is potentially not a Detroit Lion, practicing with the quarterback that he may not see again, be on the same team. And then you have Jameson Williams, which it has not been confirmed that he is not there. But I'm sure if he was there, it would have been the first name they mentioned. So, with that being said, is there, if you compile the things for Jameson Williams during the season, the kind of fits that he was having on the sideline, the liking of the tweet, and the potential that he's not in California right now. Again, this thing could have been spur of the moment, or Jameson Williams could have plans. There's nothing wrong with that. But do you think that this is an issue? For me, I don't think it is, but I will say this. If you are in a position like Jameson Williams, you have to be more careful. Unfortunately, we live in a time where everything you do is going to be under a microscope and it's going to be dissected. I'm doing it right now, right? That's how this thing is. But what I don't think helps Jameson Williams' case is when he's on the field, when he's on the sideline, from his celebrations to also his disappointment, it is all on display. And I think he has to be careful that he doesn't paint a picture of him being something that he's really not. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't have any concern. I will say that if we start hearing reports that there's been some trouble, then I'll start to kind of look a little closer, maybe turn another page or so, because people with inside information, who have connections to the team, they know more than I do. And a lot of times what they say is right. But the same thing can be said about when Jameson Williams was drafted. Based on his demeanor, he didn't want to be in Detroit. And he came out and said that was totally not true. So the kid is a kid. He's just that. He is a child. But when it comes to Jameson Williams being who he is, playing for who he is, or what the team that he is, he has to be careful that this isn't, he does his part. And maybe that's what Brad Holmes was talking about. I mean, you never know. Unless we get a chance to ask Brad Holmes, what did he mean? His exact comments, what did they mean? All we can do is really speculate. So maybe that's what Brad Holmes was talking about, is to be accountability. Now, let me ask you this. I want you to put this in the comments section. Jameson Williams, do you think that him liking the tweet, do you think that was as bad as the Twitterverse is making it seem? Do you think that, here's the question. Do you think that Jameson Williams liking the tweet endorsed Lamar Jackson coming to the Detroit Lions? Let me know in the comments below. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel because we make videos almost every day about your Detroit Lions, and I would appreciate that. We're trying to get to maybe 10,000 by the start of the NFL draft, so you can help me do that. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself, and as always, go Lions.